your mic. Check, 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 check. Don, would you like to say hello to the people?
Hello to the people.
Hello to the people. All right, Brandon is going to check. We are on the air. All right, folks, if you're hearing my voice, boy, you tuned in early. We will be back with you in about 9 minutes or so with the starting lineup, the national anthem, and, of course, all the action here from Park Arena. So please stay tuned. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Park Arena, the Cathedral of Concrete, as I like to call it. It's all about branding. I am Mary Egan, the Director of Alumni Relations, alongside Cub reporter, Dr. Don McMaster. Welcome, Don.
Thank you for having me.
Don is the president of Alpena Community College, and we welcome him to the broadcast booth. All right, as we get underway, this is the last home game for our sophomores, 3 of which are playing tonight, and should be a great game. All right, Don, you, I am told, are a basketball expert.
Oh, boy. I don't know who told you that, but I'll take it for tonight.
All right, so hopefully you can tell us what's going on. I have little idea, but I can make things up. Nice three-point shot.
Yes, indeed.
Number 12, that is Jenna Holzberger from Port Huron. Lumberjacks have the ball. Taking their time, which is always nice. We saw this in the last game. They really improved with their passing game and just settling down and playing their game.
Yes, indeed. I think, one of the things that the new players in the league have to find out is how quick and athletic the opponents are.
Absolutely.
And a pass that gets through and is completed at one level, it doesn't get through and get completed here.
The faster the game is,
yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So they've done great.
They really have. It's been a difficult season for so many of our student athletes, of course, because of the pandemic. The seasons have been kind of disjointed, stopping and starting, and games have been canceled, and certainly got to play more than last season. But
yes.
It's been difficult for them. But I think the most important thing to remember is that these are student athletes, and they've continued their education despite it all. And we're so happy to have 3 graduating sophomores amongst the players tonight.
Absolutely. Well, you just look out there and see that both teams are wearing masks, and the coaches are wearing masks, and the refs are wearing masks. Who would have thought it a year ago?
It is a bit surreal.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it really is. Score 5 for the visitors. We are, so far, the Lady Lumberjacks scoreless, but we expect that to change. Of course, hopefully soon. We'll see.
They've gotten a couple of good shots off. Haven't turned the ball over, so I would say they're doing what they ought to be doing.
Absolutely. Eventually, the more they take those shots, the sooner they will fall.
Absolutely. So the Lady Jacks play a zone, and they play it pretty well. They're active up on the top. Mowley and her teammate. That's a real key piece of a good zone, is having people on top who are double dribble on that one.
Ooh. I never know what a double dribble is, John.
Well, that's when a person's dribbling, they pick the ball up with both hands and then they dribble again.
Oh, you can't do that.
No,
see? I've just learned this.
Nope, that's frowned upon.
I learned last game from Mike about something about the static screen or the moving screen.
Sure.
Or
Mike would know.
I told him foul on the Skippers.
Yeah. We have a very good inside player in
Absolutely. Jade Schultz is a dynamo.
Yep.
And just a freshman, also plays on our softball team. Very athletic young lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she could play probably on any team in the league.
Yeah, I think that's true.
So yeah, what Mike is referencing is just a fundamental part of hoop where a screen is set, and that is a stationary offensive player, and then the ball handler tries to run the person guarding them into that screen.
I see.
Which creates a little bit of a 2-on-1 advantage from that point forward, and that really has become a key part of hoop anymore, because from that, people space out around the three-point line, and that opens up a lot of avenues for three-point shooting, and that's how the game really has changed.
It really has, yeah.
Since Mike and I played.
It's amazing how much more the game is played outside, as we see right now.
Yep.
Great try there by Molly Gerard.
Now, some of us old fuddy-duddies will complain about that, but I'd have to say it makes for a little bit more exciting, wide-open game.
Definitely, and it's changed kind of the shape of basketball. All of a sudden, you see smaller players who are great scorers, where it used to be much more of an inside game, and you'd see these, sort of Patrick Ewing types that would score on the post, and that's Jade Schultz, who is an excellent post player.
She is.
Score 5-3 in favor of the Skippers, by the way.
Well, you're right. It does open up the game to smaller, quicker players, and I think most people are smaller and quicker than there's a limited number of large people who can play.
True.
And so I think overall it's made the game more exciting and less congested under the hoop. And three-point shooting is exciting.
It is. It is fun to watch, and we have several really talented three-point shooters on our team. By the way, we would love it if you would go to the Northland Area Federal Credit Union Facebook page and comment on the ACC post there. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're rooting for. We love to be able to talk about the players. We've gotten to get to know them through their family and friends who have commented on that Northland Area Federal Credit Union Facebook page, and we thank Northland for being our streaming sponsor, and they're the reason we're able to bring you these broadcasts. So please do go to their Facebook page and let us know. We already have 5 people who have let us know where they are watching from, like Carolyn. She said she's watching from Alpena tonight, sophomore night. Go Lumberjacks. And Carolyn is Ryan Ramsdell's mother, I believe. So we will hear from Ryan, or at least hear of him in the gentleman's game coming up. 8-3 in favor of the Skippers. I keep thinking we should see the skipper from Gilligan's Island, but he's not here, Don, and it's a little disappointing too. They're on the island still, though.
Yes.
I loved Gilligan's Island when I was growing up. It was on after school in syndication, of course. I think it's probably still on in syndication.
Who is your favorite character?
Well, obviously Ginger. I know you're shocked by that, Don, but she and I travel, we pack similarly. For a 3-hour tour, she had a full wardrobe. So.
She did. We heard about it in the opening song every
absolutely.
episode.
Yes. It was notable. It must have been quite a wardrobe. Okay, so what just happened, Don? Do we know? There was a foul.
No, it was a jump ball, a held
jump
ball.
I see. All right.
So those alternate, so they're not doing jump balls all the time. That was a rule change quite a few years ago, a good one, I think.
Yeah, they don't actually make you jump for the ball. It's kind of like the filibuster. They don't make you talk anymore. And the jump ball, they don't actually make you jump anymore.
I hadn't considered it being comparable to a filibuster.
It's timely, Don.
This is true.
I'm here for political comment or whatever, I'm timely. All right, score 8-3. The Lady Lumberjacks have the ball. Molly Gerard is setting things up. Ooh. Nice try.
Yeah. Yeah, the ladies are not letting St. Clair get any easy baskets into the hoop. St. Clair's hit I think 3 threes maybe, or 2 threes.
Yeah, and we have a free throw shot, and then I believe Jade Schultz scored down low. So low scoring so far in the first period. Only 3 minutes left. Oh. Skippers did not capitalize on that.
No.
And softball season has started, and we have at least 2, perhaps 3 young women who play on both the basketball team and the softball team. I have no idea how they're functioning with practice and games and school on top of it. It's incredible.
It is, so that goes back to your point about these ladies being student athletes. They're carrying a heavy load in both areas.
Yes, for sure.
And doing a beautiful job of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think our softball team may be, I'm not sure how they're doing, but I think they've recruited some very fine players.
I'll tell you what, we have several players on the basketball team, too, from Presque Isle County, and I'm always amazed at the talent that comes out of Presque Isle County. 3 high schools in one county, which down here in Alpena we have 1, and perennially they field great teams. The Pilsen Tigers, I know, just lost last night, but they had a great season. Wonderful scoring opportunity that she capitalized on. That's Jade Schultz.
Yep, she did a good job. They're doing a good job breaking the press. They've gotten a lot better on that.
They have, and that's something I know earlier. Wow, beautiful 3-point shot.
That was
number 4, Brooklyn Taylor from Detroit.
Yeah, that was an NBA 3-pointer there, Mary.
She looked like one of the Splash Brothers. That was incredible.
Yeah.
So the press is something that the Lady Jacks have battled all year long, and they have gotten better at it. But those high arcing passes they make, alert listeners and viewers know, make me very nervous, Don. Make me very nervous.
Well, unless you play against a lot of presses, when you go up against a press, it's scary, because it forces you to play faster than you want to play, generally.
Yes.
It forces you into taking the ball into areas where it's not a very good spot to be. And if there's a turnover, the other team is going full bore back towards your basket. So all those things are bad.
It just looks exhausting to defend against that.
Yes.
It really does. The press just looks exhausting. Noelle Curtis, who is in charge of our wellness center at Alpena Community College, knows that I do a shoe MVP of each game, the men's and the ladies. Generally, and usually, stereotypically, you think of women as having, loving shoes and having lots of them. Not in basketball, though. In basketball, the men reign supreme. But I have to say, Noelle points out on our Facebook feed on Northland Area Federal Credit Union's page that number 4 for the Skippers has some really great shoes. And I have to say, I agree. I have been distracted by them. I can look at almost nothing else. Noelle sent me down a shoe keychain today because she knows that I have the shoe thing. I think next year we're going to have to make ACC shoe keychains for me to give to the shoe MVP of each game. We should write that in the budget, Don.
Yes, we will have to get that in our next year's planning budget.
Thank you.
Sure.
If you need me to come to a trustee meeting, I'll be there.
Well, you're right. Number 4 from St. Clair not only has a beautiful long-range shot, but she has some outstanding shoes.
Yeah, those are fantastic. I need to get a better look at those. They're very nice. Now, Muskegon last Friday, their men's team had shoes that looked like marshmallow peeps. We had lavender, pink. They were in the men's team. It was very impressive. All right, we have a ball in the stands.
Yeah, that was a turnover there, a little bit unforced. Those are the things that.
Boy, that first period. It's hard to adjust. The women's game, there are 4 quarters.
Yep.
Men's game, 2 periods, 2 halves. It really, I have to do a little mental recheck of which one we're in. So that was the first period. Lumberjacks down 15-8. Don, what do you think they need to do?
Well, I think they're playing pretty well. They're not giving up a lot of rebounds. They're having some turnover issues, and they're not making their threes yet. they have had some decent threes. I think the threes they can make.
Yeah.
And if they start making them, then that obviously helps the score, but it also makes St. Clair have to take the ball out of bounds and work its way up the floor against their defense.
Good point.
Which has been pretty stout.
Yeah, it has.
So we're having a little bit of trouble against their press.
True. We're going to see what happens, obviously, in the second period here, and we'll see. This is the tight turnaround. They had a game on Friday. Of course, I'm sure the Skippers played on Friday as well, both teams, but it is tiring. Basketball, one of the sports we have to be the best conditioned, I would say.
Oh, my goodness. I have been so impressed with how hard they try, and they just try and do it the right way. There's not a lot of they just do the best they can. That's all you can ask.
Absolutely.
Nice shot.
And you've seen that improvement over the season, and Keegan Fisher scoring. Keegan has her fan club down, the Keegan Legion. They are loyal viewers, and David said he is watching number 1 Keegan Fisher from Hart. Keegan owes me a rebound, so keep track of it for me. I am here to do that for you, David.
There you go.
She is a talented young lady, and of course one of our sophomores who is graduating.
Nice pass. Molly with a long shot, and that's good. Our first three-pointer, Molly Gerard.
And all of a sudden it's just 15-13.
Yeah.
Lady Lumberjacks coming back, and as Mike always says, basketball is a game of runs.
He's right.
And Lady Lumberjacks on a bit of a run here.
I think that last play showed something that, they passed into Jade, and she collects a lot of people because they know she can score.
Yes.
And that opens up the three-pointers a lot more, just like that last shot.
For sure. And when they make them, it's beautiful. When they don't, those rebounds can be difficult to snag.
True. But it's a good design to get the ball into Jade, because she may score, but she draws a crowd.
She does,
and
for good reason.
Yes, and she can kick it out to open shooters.
We just had a young lady fall on the floor. I'm telling you, every time I am amazed that they can just bounce right back up. I would be on the floor still in a fetal position moaning, begging someone to bring me some chocolate so I'll feel better. I don't know how they do that. Score 17-13 in favor of the Skippers. Beautiful passing by the Lady Lumberjacks.
Indeed. That was nice. They broke the press very nicely. Got it second pass into the middle of the floor, and
really,
good job.
Really well done. Unfortunately, the Skippers came back and scored. It is now 19-13.
Yeah, there you go.
But we do have, by the way, we do encourage the St. Clair fans who are watching to please go on that Northland Area Federal Credit Union page and let us know who you're rooting for. Keegan Fisher just made a beautiful three-point shot, and she has a legion of fans who are watching tonight that we will hear from. But so do the other Lumberjacks, and we've had lots of folks comment from our opposing teams. Very, very nice.
Nice pass into the post. Jade hits a left-handed layup and gets fouled. She could tie the score here. So that as you said, the Lady Jacks could turn it around, and they have.
They sure can. And Coach Bobby likes to. Whoops, we're having things falling off our table here. I'm juggling. Bobby likes to bring his players down to play defense. So Jade just shot that free throw by herself. Very lonely. She made some friends maybe on the other team.
Well, I think Coach Allen was a phenomenal player back in the day, and he does a really good job as a coach.
He does.
I think. And I'd see. The young lady with the nice shoes hit another long bomb.
That's number 4, Brooklyn Taylor of Detroit, and she is definitely a very talented player.
She has a shot when she goes up that looks like it's going to go in.
Yeah. But the Lumberjacks have found their game and only down by 1.
I think it's, a quarter and a half in. I think the ACC girls have an advantage inside. If they can get the ball inside, they can score.
I agree with you that Jade Schultz is so hard to defend against. And a foul. Skippers will go to the line. Kate is watching in Alpena. Caleb says, good luck, Linnea Hankowski. Caleb is watching from Alpena, he says. Number 12, Jenna Holzberger at the line for the Skippers. Made her first shot. Score 23-21.
Two solid free throws there. No hesitation.
No. Oh. William got some air there, but that's okay. I'm sorry, that was Kylie. Oh, nice three-point shot by the Skippers. 27-21 the score in favor of St. Clair. Oh my goodness.
Another three-pointer.
2 in a row by number 12. That's Jenna Holzberger.
Yeah, we've turned the ball over a couple of times here, and they got 2 threes out of it.
And Coach Allen does call a timeout with the score 30-21. And as we said before, it is a game of runs, and the Lady Lumberjacks were on a run until they weren't. And now they are trying to discuss how to stop the run of the Skippers. So basketball, I always think, is like really high-paced chess. All those pieces are moving, and the strategy comes into play. And
that is that is a very good analogy.
That's what I'm here for, Don. I only offer up genius. So I may not know basketball well, but metaphors, that's what I'm good at.
There you go.
Oh. And Kylie LaFleche just had her pocket picked, unfortunately. 32-21. Oh, wow.
Another turnover.
The Skippers are really turning on the heat with that full court press. And they're executing that press really well.
Yeah, they are.
Alpena trying to slow things down a little.
Nice drive by Molly.
Very nice. Unfortunately, just did not go in.
Yeah, they got hot from three-pointer.
They sure did.
Three-point land, and then we turned the ball over a little bit.
34-21 the score. Keegan Fisher kind of directing things on the floor.
It's got possibilities. That's a good shot.
Oh. It just seems like, they're doing good things, and they're getting those shots, and unfortunately they're just not falling right now.
No.
Cookie really likes that buzzer, Don. Mr. Cookie.
Oh, sure.
The Cookie Monster. He's wearing blue, which is appropriate.
Go Blue.
Go Blue, indeed. Don and I are both looking forward to the Michigan game later tonight.
I shouldn't say that, because that'll alienate at least half our listeners, probably.
I'm not sure. Well, yes, but State's no longer. Hopefully people are rooting for the Big Ten schools, and there's only one left, so it's Michigan. And
yes.
So we're playing UCLA, so I hope there are no Bruins listening. Jade Schultz. Oh.
Nice pass.
Oh,
Man.
we have very tight sidelines here. And gosh, as soon as you go out of bounds, you are met with the bleachers.
Yeah, just about. They were both going out. All three people were going after the ball hard.
They certainly were. Now, Mike has told me that it's good to hear all the squeaking. He said squeaky shoes means you're taking short, succinct steps, and he said that's a good thing.
Jade Schultz with a three-pointer from the wing.
And that was a very good thing.
Yeah, we needed that.
Lumberjacks down by 10. Skipper's about to try a three-point shot. Did not go in. Nice rebound by the Jacks.
It was. Good pass. And a good shot. Nice shot. Nice
Well
play.
done. Molly Gerard for the three.
We're down 7. Turnover by St. Clair.
It's a small but vocal crowd here in Park Arena.
So the Lady Jacks scrambled back. They had a tough stretch, and they overcame it.
And I really think that's one of the defining characteristics of this team. You know, they have had a tough season, but they have not given up. They have been really resilient.
Yeah.
And you know, that's what you want to see. And ultimately, this is a game, and so few players get to play at the next level here. And it's so nice to see them enjoying the opportunity. And they've you know, in many respects, you could see feeling that they had been shortchanged because of the pandemic, and their seasons were truncated. But they've really made the best of it, and it's been a fun team to watch.
I agree. I think you know, one of the defining features of sports and why sports are important, I think, is to teach people how to work together and deal with adversity. And,
Absolutely.
Because every team has adversity. And oftentimes you deal with adversity during the middle of a game or right at the end of a game.
True.
And, you know, it's a character builder. It's kind of a cliche, but I think it's true. You know, how people can respond to disappointment and overcome it. It's a good lesson.
It definitely is, and it's something that bonds teammates together. And certainly in my job with alumni relations, I see that with folks who have played on teams.
Yes.
Their teammates, they respond to, and that's a bond that they have for life. Even if they haven't talked in a decade or two, they still feel that kinship.
Yep.
Score 36-27, by the way. St. Clair leading. Oh. And tied up. Possession arrow in favor of Alpena.
Number 4 from St. Clair is just a really fine player. She made a nice drive and put in a driving left-handed layup over Jade Schultz, which is not an easy thing to do.
No.
So she's a heck of a player.
She sure is.
And she's got nice shoes.
She also has nice shoes. She doesn't just play well. She looks good doing it because of those shoes. They're fantastic. Kristen says, bittersweet watching the last home game for number 1 Keegan Fisher. Let's go Lady Lumberjacks watching from Elma. Don, you will find that Keegan Fisher has a lot of fans who tune in from all over the country, in fact.
Wonderful.
Keegan's had folks watching from South Dakota and, gosh, I think there's Florida.
Well, I got to commend you and Mike and Brandon, the people that have pulled this live stream together. I just think it's a wonderful thing. I'm an older guy, so I don't really understand how it works.
It's magic. It's elves and unicorns now.
I'm delighted that it gives people an opportunity to watch our team play. They deserve that. And because we haven't allowed people really into the gym out of a safety concern. It's tough playing a competitive game when there's nobody in the nobody in the stands.
No, I think it's weird. It's got to be a kind of eerie feeling for the players, and that's one of the things I think streaming these games is something that became much more popular with the pandemic. It's one of the silver linings, maybe, of that situation, that games became more accessible for fans all across the country. They could watch, which is so great. And we certainly have people who watch from as far away. We've had people watching from California and Hawaii. And,
really? That's cool.
It's just amazing. So we're happy to have you, and we're very grateful to Northland Area Federal Credit Union for being our streaming sponsor this season. Keegan Fisher inbounding the ball. Score 37-27 in favor of the Skippers.
15 seconds left, so we can probably and should probably hold the ball, maybe. Well,
or not. They decided to add 2 more points. Yeah.
That's good. Scoring is always good.
Oh, and there we go. Score 37-29 in favor of the Skippers, and we've come to halftime. Once again, want to remind you to go to Northland Area Federal Credit Union's Facebook page and let us know where you're watching from and who you're rooting for. We encourage our opposing team fans to do that as well. Trust me, if you win that $40 Hungry Hippie gift card, it's worth the trip to Alpena to use it. I promise you, it's a fantastic meal, and Northland Area Federal Credit Union, a wonderful sponsor and supporter of Alpena Community College Athletics. Northland's beautiful new 4-story headquarters now open on Bagley Street in Alpena. The lobbies are also open to the public with safe social distancing measures in place. They do ask you to wear a face covering. They accept new members. If you want to become a member of Northland Area Federal Credit Union, please call to make an appointment. They specialize in commercial loans, small and large business services, and more, and 15 branch locations in Northeast Michigan. They didn't used to be in Alpena, but they liked it so much, Don, that they made us their headquarters.
Oh, yes. It's an impressive building on a high point in Alpena.
It is. Now, Mike and I have a discussion going. Is it the highest secular building in Alpena, or is it our Natural Resources Center at Alpena Community College?
No, we'd have to get the tape measure out, I think, and really go to the tape.
Could we get a drone, something, to do the calculations to see? And if Northland Area Federal Credit Union is taller, can we put up a flagpole or something?
Yes, we would need to add a little on to the NRC to still be the high point.
I think it's worth doing. I do. I think and then we could do flagpole sitting contests. Think of the utility tech students. They could climb the flagpole up there.
Yeah, they probably could.
It could be a lovely end of the year ritual, and I'm sure the insurance premium for it would be negligible. I'm sure.
Nothing to be worried about.
No, nothing to be worried about at all. Not at all. Well, as I said, please go to Northland Area Federal Credit Union's Facebook page and let us know where you're watching from. We're going to take a break. We've got 12 minutes left at halftime. I encourage you to go get a snack. I don't know, play some parcheesi. Do people still do that, Don? Parcheesi?
Boy, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
I give them a different suggestion every halftime, so.
How about Yahtzee? How about cards, euchre, checkers?
All right, see, you've got go clean out the game closet. You've got 12 minutes. Play some speed sorry, and we will be back with you in about 10 minutes or so. We are back with 3.5 minutes to go in halftime, and very, very excited to get to our third quarter. So, Don, we're down by 8. Any words of wisdom? What do we think, maybe Bobby Allen should be telling the ladies? Not that you want to tell him how to do his job. I mean,
No, I defer to Bobby's knowledge and coaching. I think he does a wonderful job with the young women. I don't know. I think they're doing a pretty darn good job. We've only got 7 girls.
It's a small team.
Yeah,
it is.
And St. Clair does too, but that's tough. I think
much larger recruiting base in their area, I will say.
Yes. I just think if we limit, the turnovers that we have, especially the ones that they turn around and come back and get good shots, we have a chance to win this game.
Well, honestly, I think that defensively, the Lady Lumberjacks have done an outstanding job, especially as the game went on and they kind of settled into it. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens coming into the third quarter. As Mike always says, it's easier to coach when you're down after halftime because you have all the things to adjust. You see the things that you should be doing that you're not doing, and things you're doing that you shouldn't, and it's easier, he said. Now when you're ahead, it's harder to make those adjustments because you're doing great. What do you need to adjust to?
Well, Mike's done a lot of coaching. That's an interesting premise. I haven't heard it before, but I can see what he's saying.
It is. Now, I want you to know that on the Northland Area Federal Credit Union Facebook page, we are asking folks to comment about where they're watching from, and then, let us know who they're rooting for. We do have one of our alumnus who is, he's an alumnus who is very vocal, and I believe you were speaking to him last Friday, Gundog. It's Mike Gunderson.
Yes.
Gundog in the house representing the 231 Traverse City, he said. Go Jacks, go out there, just have fun, make good hard passes, good pacing for drives, and kicks out to open shooters, hard cuts. I don't know what any of that means.
That means that Mike is a hoop fanatic, and he's a wonderful guy. I recall early in my career here, I taught journalism, and I had Mike. Mike was on the basketball team, but he was also in the journalism class.
Really?
And so we arranged for him to do some basketball-related stories.
Oh boy!
And he's done well for himself. It's good to see.
That is wonderful. Well, we always like his input on the games. He does a great job and amusing us and offering good commentary and some coaching tips as well.
Absolutely.
I will say. Plus, I feel as if I have street cred now that I have met Gundog.
I'll have to tell him that next time I see him.
Yes. Well, he's listening now, Don. He is an avid viewer, and
well, good for him. I hope he's doing great tonight. His dad, Gary, was also an outstanding player here, and
that's what I understand. He played on our national championship team, I believe.
He was coached by Jim Dutcher, and was just a really rugged, really good player. Really good. They both were.
That's fantastic. I love learning that history. And speaking of fantastic players, Jade Schultz just stole the ball and
went end to end and crossed over and put in a layup. Beautiful basketball play all the way around.
37-31 in favor of the Skippers, but the Lady Lumberjacks have come out strongly.
I guess one thing that you were asking me how the first half went. I think one thing in our benefit is number 4 with the good shoes hit another 3.
And an even better stroke on the ball. She is just incredible.
She's a good player. We don't have foul trouble, which is a good thing.
Very good point.
Nice pass, beauty.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I'd say in terms of coaching, they attacked the press up the side and got it inside and reversed it and got a good layup. So that's good hoop there.
Absolutely. They play well as a team. This is a group of young women who truly gel. They really do. They you can see those relationships play out on the court. do a great job. Vicki Hammond says the Lumberjack Fan Club contingent watching from Elma, Michigan is cheering loud and proud for the Lady Jacks with a special spot in our hearts for number 1 Keegan Fisher. Thanks as always to Northland Federal Credit Union for the opportunity to watch and root long distance. And thank you to Vicki and the Keegan Legion for watching tonight.
Good rebound.
Very nice.
So yeah, we're right in this game.
Yeah, all of a sudden, I would say.
Pass.
Oh, Jade got her own rebound.
Yep. Our girls do a very nice job of passing from the perimeter into the post.
They do.
That's not an easy thing to do. It's because there's a lot of turnovers can happen if it's not at the right time, at the right pace. They do a good job with that.
Well, and Jade Schultz is usually on the receiving end of those passes, and just a tremendous athlete. Great hands.
Indeed. Yeah, it does make it easier to pass to somebody when they can really catch.
Yeah, that's true. And Jade does that. You can definitely tell she's also on the softball team. Score 42-35 in favor of St. Clair.
Yep.
Ball out of bounds. I believe it's still Alpena's ball, correct?
It is.
Okay.
So this is always interesting how we inbound the ball. Got a decent shot.
Yeah.
That's what you're after. So for those of you folks...
Number 12, also just a tremendous three-point shooter for St. Clair.
So what St. Clair is doing is, the way the game gets played a lot anymore. There's one person kind of in the middle up in the free throw area, and the other 4 folks are spaced out around the three-point line. And, they're making some threes.
They certainly are. But the Lumberjacks are doing well on defense, I would say. And certainly Jade Schultz, a tremendous rebounder, as well as a scorer. Vicky says, good first half, Lady Jacks. Keep working hard. Cheering you all on, especially the sophomores. Great job, Marion. Awesome to hear you, Dr. Don. I got a great, but you got an awesome, Don.
Wow, that's the first awesome I've had all day, so I'll take it. Thank you.
We should get you a sticker chart, and every time you get one of those, we'll add a sticker. Maybe you can go to the bookstore later and pick something else.
I should get something for my wife. We're having our 30th anniversary this week.
I think you should.
I better get on that.
I think the least you can do is a lumberjack sweatshirt, but I'd encourage you to go above and beyond that, Don, for the 30th anniversary.
Molly Gerard hustling and working hard.
I cannot imagine how exhausted these women are after this game.
Yeah, they're putting their heart into it for sure.
Now, you did not participate in our step challenge, did you, with the staff we had?
Well, I was following the Dashing Divas.
Were you?
I was monitoring from a distance.
I see.
And I thought that was a great name.
It is. My team was Jessie and the Stepsisters, and I was the anchor, and I mean that in terms of me weighing them down. So I did not have a lot of steps, to the point where I believe I am now college-wide famous for my sedentary lifestyle. It's very sad. But these women are getting their steps in tonight, let me tell you.
Yeah.
In fact, I should have put my fitness tracker on one of them. That would have been great. No one would have believed that I had that many steps now. They would have thought I've been chased. Gorgeous pass. Molly Gerard just sunk a beautiful three-pointer.
Good offensive rebound by Jade Schultz, and she kicked it out to Molly, who was open, and she made it. Very good basketball play all the way around.
Yeah, really nice to watch. 47-38 in favor of the Skippers. It's really hard to tell who's yelling right now, Don, because everyone's wearing masks. I believe it's their coach, but I'm not really sure.
Well, it's a different time, that's for sure.
It certainly is. Oh.
He took the charge.
Keegan Fisher.
What a gutty play.
Human roadblock. That was incredible.
She saw what was happening and stepped in front, took the charge.
I've never seen anyone celebrate from being knocked down. She was so excited to be knocked down just then.
Yeah, that was a good play. It saved a basket for sure.
Beautiful.
And she knew she was going to get whacked and did it anyway.
And that has been a hallmark of Keegan Fisher's play throughout the season. She is not afraid. She's only 5'4" and slight of build, but she plants her feet and will draw charges every game, at least once per game, and just fearless.
Yeah.
Nice rebound by Kaylee.
Yeah, Keegan does a nice job handling the ball. She can dribble with both hands. You know, she's a good passer, a willing passer. That really helps the team do what it's trying to do. Is if there's somebody who's got the ball, who's willing to pass it, and
she's
good at it.
Great court vision. She just sees the layout and does those calculations in her head of who has the best chance. Really nice.
Well, she tried to do it again. She took a shot. She took a shot in the abdomen.
Oh man.
Ouchie, that one hurt.
She is really hurt. Bobby Allen coming out to assess the situation. Oh, it just knocks the wind out of you.
Maria coming out to make sure that Keegan's sitting up and catching her breath.
Yeah.
She's up now.
Our athletic trainer, Maria Lindahl, will give Keegan a good once-over. I know all those folks who have tuned in to watch Keegan are breathing a sigh of relief that she's walking off under her own power and I think just got the wind knocked out of her. We hope that's all that is.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. She took a pretty good shot to the lower tummy area.
I'm cringing on her behalf. Yeah. Wow. Great job, Molly Gerard, defending against that kind of sniping defensive move.
Nice pass.
Travel.
So I really like the way the Jacks are, they're getting the ball into Jade, which is smart.
Yes,
and then they have other players stationed in spots where they are comfortable shooting. This is a good plan.
Yeah, very nice game plan. Comes Kylie. Unfortunately, we need to get a little bit more air on that one. Kylie is one of our Rogers City players. We certainly have some very talented Rogers City basketball players, including, I believe, Linnea Hankowski. She's a sophomore from Rogers City. This is her final home game, regular season at least. Ooh.
Good pass.
Score 49-38 in favor of the visitors.
2 minutes left in the third quarter. the St. Clair team is good. They're well coached. They know what they're trying to do.
Nice to see Keegan Fisher on the sideline yelling to her teammates on the floor.
She's up. She's fine.
Yeah.
Three-pointer. Nice one from the wing.
Very nice. 49-41. Lumberjacks hanging in there.
Good left-handed stroke on that shot. Ooh.
Wow. Number 10, Mia Jansen from St. Clair.
There you go. Nice pass.
Oh, wow.
5 points here in the last 45 seconds.
Beautiful. 52-43 in favor of St. Clair. Those three-pointers are just killing us right now.
They're shooting well.
They really are. 55-43, about 40 seconds left in the third quarter.
Nice bounce pass there by Molly Gerard.
Nice passing by the Lady Lumberjacks. Ooh.
Oop.
And just as I said that,
That's going to be so close.
Molly Gerard just did a slide into second with no bases. You could hear that friction.
Yes.
Hope that she doesn't have court burn.
Yeah. Floor burn.
Yeah.
Oh, nice block.
Gorgeous. Kylie doing a great job this past 10 minutes or so moving that ball. Unfortunately, lost it. And St. Clair capitalized at the end here of the third quarter. Score 57-43. So Don, we had some great runs.
Yes, we have. Not bad. Not bad. We're St. Clair's a good team, so you know they're hot from three, and you know when we're not getting the ball inside and getting good shots, they're turning us over, and I'd say our ladies are doing a good job, and they're up against a good team.
They are, and they really have been hanging right in there. But those three-point shots, even when you go in and you score two, they just progressively, those three-point shots start adding up, and it gets a bit dispiriting. But hopefully this little break between the quarters is getting their legs back under them to the Lady Lumberjacks, and we'll see if Keegan Fisher is going to be back in the game. Looks like she will be.
Yep. Yeah. So this is their last quarter of the home season. So
absolutely.
It's been a pleasure watching them play and compete.
It's been so much fun. They've really only had those 6 games at home, and much of it without fans. We've had a few fans that are allowed in. It's been a strange season, but they have made the best of it. 57-43. And as you can see, Keegan Fisher is right as range, doing well.
She's back. Nice pass to Jade. Pretty good looking shot.
Corey is watching from Rogers City, cheering on number 15, Linnea, and the Lady Jacks. Wow.
That was 3 feet behind the top of the circle.
I'll say. I'm just so encouraged to see how much better the Lady Lumberjacks are playing against that full court press, and it is difficult, as you just saw. Every time I say that, I jinx them, and they had the St. Clair had a steal there, but that press is something that they have struggled to get out from under for the entire season, and it's nice to see them finally kind of solving that with great passing.
True. Well, both the men and women's game anymore is just high pressure. If it's not a press, it's just man-to-man, full court, and you have to be really good just to get the ball up the floor in this league.
It's really interesting how the game has changed, both for men and women. They talk about, I don't know if you saw 60 Minutes this past weekend, but they had a great story about women's basketball. And they talked about how it's a game below the net, and it's a game that is played how basketball was intended to be played. Very interesting. It was a great report. You should look it up on
I should. I will
CBS.
Do that. I did not see that, but back in the day, when my daughters were younger, I very much enjoyed coaching them in TBBA. And,
that's great.
And a lot of the girls that went on to play high school, in some cases play here. We'd see them in that league.
Oh, that's neat.
And it's...
What happened? They're having a discussion. They're not letting us in on that discussion, Don. We're not sure, but it's a protracted discussion. Perhaps they're discussing dinner plans for after the game.
Could be.
Meanwhile, Noel says, nice job, Jordan from Atlanta. Jordan Kobilius is our Atlanta Husky on the team. She's a freshman. Frequently, her family is here in attendance. We've been talking a lot about Presque County. We can't forget Montmorency.
No, we can't. Some great players come out of there.
Absolutely. And of course, you are a product of Alpena County.
Oh, yes. Yes. Class of 77.
As is, I believe, Gundog. I believe Gundog is from Atlanta, or excuse me, Alpena.
Oh, absolutely. We have like a little Elkona mafia.
We know.
Coach DeRocher's from Elkona.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, she might have been the finest ball player that Elkona ever had, really.
And I was going through some of our old press books for Alpena Community College and found when Coach DeRocher was playing. They are. She's a very impressive player.
Yeah.
One of our leading scorers, I believe.
Yeah, she could do pretty much everything from what...
wow.
But yeah.
65-43 in favor of the Skippers. Game kind of feeling like it's slipping away here. But
it's a little bit.
I don't think that Coach Allen and the Lady Lumberjacks are going to concede that easily. So we will see what adjustments they make coming out of this timeout. And speaking of Coach DeRocher, she's in that huddle right now. As an assistant coach. She has done head coaching here as well, has she not? I believe.
Not here. No, she was a head coach down at Trine, which used to be Tri-State. It's down not far from Notre Dame, down in that area.
I see. Okay.
And was very, very recognized for her coaching excellence. Yeah.
And she decided to come home.
She did. Yeah. And we're glad to have her. She does a really good job. She manages our, among other things, she manages our College Park apartments.
She does.
And does a wonderful job there. That's a really important function. There's a lot, if that's mismanaged, there's a lot that can go wrong in an environment like that.
And so many of our out-of-the-area students stay there.
Yes.
And she does a wonderful job really trying to make it feel like home for them. I've talked to many students who live there and talk about cookouts with the Outdoors Club and all sorts of stuff. So she absolutely does a wonderful job. And we're happy to have her not only as our assistant coach for the women's basketball team, but also as our athletic director as well. Jade Schultz just hitting a beautiful shot. Scores 65-45.
Well, for those folks who are tuned in and watching the Lady Jacks, I think, they're keeping their head in the game. There's not a lot of body language is good. There's not a lot of finger pointing. They're just playing, and that's that's a good thing.
Now, Don, you will find out at the next game, I qualify the men's team as well, because we call them the Lady Lumberjacks, and I call them the Gentleman Jacks as the counterpart there. I think if we're going to qualify one team, we should qualify them both.
Yes,
so
we
the
should.
Gentleman Jacks, indeed. I think we should have apparel that says Gentleman Jacks. I think that would be very nice.
I don't know if gentlemanly is the mindset that Coach Jacobs is seeking.
I'm not sure lady is the mindset that Coach Allen is seeking either.
This is true, yes.
But
So
we'll see. But I think, maybe we should play in tuxedos.
Yes.
I don't know. We'd be the best dressed. Or maybe those tuxedo T-shirts. It's a little less formal. Maroon and gray.
well, it is true that men and women. The language that you use in athletics and just in general should represent quite a bit of fairness.
It should. We will continue working towards that. We will. As long as I'm around, Don, we will continue working towards that. Here comes number 4, who just has been so impressive all game long.
Just a very clean, no frills, outstanding ball player.
So great, really. And this is, I think,
And she just drained another three-pointer.
Grief, and it didn't even, it was nothing but net. I mean, it made no sound as it went through.
Yeah. Well, she's shooting from so far out, if she got any rim, it probably wouldn't go in.
Good point.
But she's one of the best players I've seen. I haven't seen all the games, but she is a very impressive player.
Yeah, she really is. Got some subs coming in for St. Clair. Meanwhile, Gundog's mother has piped up in our comment thread. Marlene says, watching the girls play hard tonight for Coach Bobby. Looking forward to cheering the boys team next. Enjoying the game from Hubbard Lake. President Don, thanks for your kind words about Michael and Gary. Did get to watch Gary play some in the league in Flint. Was so blessed to watch Michael from 4th grade playing at St. Mary's till a few years beyond college. Good job announcing tonight. You just got the seal of approval from Gundog's mother.
Well, Marlene, she's a great lady, so any seal of approval from her is highly regarded by me. For sure.
Mike has discussed Marlene, and I'm fairly sure that she's up for sainthood.
Oh yeah, she's great.
So that is very high praise indeed from Marlene. Your broadcast debut.
Yes, it's fun.
Score 70-45. We got 4 minutes left.
Marlene would appreciate. About 3 weeks or a month ago, a lady came by from Black River I'd never met before, but she knew my dad.
Oh, really?
When my dad was principal at Alpena High, and she was a student. Now, Gary was a student at Alpena when my dad was principal there as well, so he often talks about my dad.
Oh, that's so neat.
Yeah, it's neat. And so this woman from Black River had a photo of him. It was very nice.
Saw that photo.
Yeah.
That was neat.
Yeah, it was neat. And so I got it on my desk, and if I get stumped, I look over and see, well, what would Dad do about this?
That's a good question to ask.
Yeah, what would his thoughts be here?
Now, was Alpena School then, was it K through 12? Did they have separate elementary and separate? Because now it is all in one building, is it not?
No.
It's not.
When I was growing up, we had regional schools in all the small towns, Harrisville, Lincoln.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Martin City, Black River, Hubbard Lake. They all had their own
tiny schoolhouse.
Tiny school, and then everyone got shipped to the big school, which we thought was big at that time.
And that was for high school?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but a lot of the people I played with, I'd known for 13 years.
Wow.
So by the time we were seniors,
you really knew each other.
Yeah, we did, and we had a good team. We were quite good.
Yeah, I would imagine after that many years together, you should be able to play well together after that.
Yeah, we had a good coach, too.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah. There's so much to in hoop about knowing what you can do and really what you can't do.
Sure.
And trying not to, and trying to stay within those two areas.
I think that that's a good metaphor for life, quite frankly.
It's true.
Something for me to remember with my performance review coming up, Don. We'll see how it goes.
You're softening me up here for the evaluation period upcoming.
Isaac says, by the way, he's watching number 12, Kylie LaFleche from Rogers City, one of our Rogers City players. And as I always say, the Presqu'île players are fierce.
Yes, they are.
Score 73-45. We have about 2.5 minutes left in the game. Skippers look like they're going to walk away or run away, saunter away at this point with a win. But the Lady Lumberjacks, nothing to hang their heads about. Certainly have put on a
good effort.
A very good effort. It's been so much fun watching them play. I said to Mike, especially, from the comments that their family and friends have left on the Northland Area Federal Credit Union Facebook page, we've kind of gotten to know the players, and boy, their families are so proud of them, and it's so nice to see the support that these young athletes have.
Number 4 from St. Clair put in a beautiful left-hand layup on the run with Keegan applying some pretty good defense.
And we keep talking about Brooklyn Taylor, number 4 for St. Clair. She's only 5'2".
Yeah.
5'2", and she just is so talented.
Yeah, she's had a tremendous influence on the game.
And has the best shoes.
Yeah, and the best shoes.
She really does. Men's basketball team for the Lumberjacks filing in. Yep. What's unusual about this is usually the team is already in and they frequently watch the women's game. I'm not sure what they were doing. I'm sure something, important, I'm sure. But I just realized that they weren't in the stands. So kind of changing it up a little bit.
Well, a minute and 9 seconds left, Mary. 75-45. The Skippers lead.
They do, and I think the game has been closer than the score really would suggest. Late in the second quarter, early third quarter especially, the Lady Lumberjacks really fought hard and made it a very, very close game. And it's disappointing. I know they wanted to come away with a win tonight, but they have played well.
You're talking about the shoe MVP. I think we got to have Coach Allen has got to be in the running there.
I'm so glad you mentioned this because as he was walking in this evening, the whole women's team started applauding his shoes. So I think he heard about the shoe MVP, and I didn't want to take away from the women tonight, but we're 49 seconds left. Yes, it's time to talk about Coach Allen's shoes, and they are magnificent. Red, orange, black. It's a bold choice. He could be debuting them, I think.
He wears them well.
Yes, indeed.
One thing I appreciate about Coach Allen, the team's down quite a bit. They're a little bit downcast.
Yep.
There's a timeout. It's not yelling at them and berating them and making them feel bad.
No.
And
that's not his style.
No, and I appreciate that. I think the kids probably, the players do as well.
Absolutely. I think that's really important for every coach to understand that you're coaching human beings and this is a game, and you will have an impact on their lives. Taking Keegan Fisher out of the game, allowing her to get that ovation.
Yeah.
I know Keegan's family is watching and so proud of her. Sophomore from Bel Air, Michigan. Next we have Lillian Black. Now Molly Gerard. These are our sophomores. Molly from Alpena, Lillian from East Jordan. their final home game for the Lumberjacks.
Nice touch, getting them out and letting them get a hand.
Very nice thing to do, and quite frankly, we have so few players on our team. If we had another sophomore, they wouldn't be able to come out.
Sure enough.
And final game score
75-47.
Absolutely, and fun game to watch. Unfortunately, didn't turn out the way that we wanted, but boy, it's been a pleasure. And Don, you had your first game here in the broadcast booth. You're getting comfortable.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you think we should put maybe a microphone in your office?
No.
No, apparently, Don, we have a public address system in the college that everyone is hiding from me. So.
No, I would rather not have.
All right, I'm going to try harder, folks. All right, we will be back. If you go to the YouTube channel of Alpena Community College, or just check out the link on our website, alpenacc.edu, you will find the link for the gentlemen's game. We will be starting that in about 20 minutes. Thank you for watching. On behalf of Northland Area Federal Credit Union, good night.